What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new edition of Jams and Cocktails. My name is Brad Brock. I'll be your host, as usual. Thank you for tuning in. A very interesting time that we're all going through, because this is unique in a way that we are all going through something together as a unit. So I am here joined by the very smart and beautiful Jordan Taylor.
Hello,
always
friends
looking
and
lovely.
family.
Thank you guys again for tuning in. We are here to talk about something that is affecting a community very important to me, which is our entertainment community and our service industry here on the Treasure Coast and everywhere. This is not a centralized thing that we're going through. It's affecting, and not even only service industry and entertainment. That's just where I fall into the mix. But even Jordan has her own little home office set up in our house, working from home. This was your first day. How do you feel about that?
It was awesome, kind of, for me, like old times. I think everyone should split time between home and work, but for better reasons, circumstances, obviously. I like having a window, so that was nice. But yeah,
the silver lining, man.
Yeah, find the silver lining. Yeah, it was great for me. I got to work in my pajamas, but I wish it could be for more solid, better circumstances. But
yeah, no doubt. For me, Tuesday was a massive news day for me, professionally and personally, because with the closure of all the music venues, really, that we perform in, bars and nightclubs, and then the heavy restrictions that they put on the restaurants, many of them were forced to cancel entertainment and send some of their staff home for who knows how long. Obviously, we have a 30-day tack on it currently, but that could be shorter. It could be much longer. So my point is, you guys, I'm dedicating the show today to get some feedback from all of you tuning in about how this is affecting you. We're going to be hearing from some other entertainers in the area here about how it's affecting them. So I guess without further ado, this is a Jams and Cocktails special edition, but not that. We've already done that. Hello, I'm Tom Brokaw. No, I'm just kidding.
That was really good.
Thank you.
News channels need that.
Yeah, I got a lot of free time now to make cooler graphics. Hi, Linda. Thanks for tuning in. So, you guys, I guess I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm going to reach out here to my first Skype guest. First Skype guest ever, in fact. Ever.
Dun, dun.
I got to type to her real quick. This is all very new, so bear with me on all this. Woo! I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm going to reach out here to my first... What's up, Victoria? Give me a second, and I'm going to put you on the screen.
Oh, you asked me to use headphones, and I forgot. Hold on.
It's okay. I've been testing it all day, and it's worked out pretty good. So I think you're going to be all right. Let me share that screen with you. Make sure your volume's up okay. Hey, what's up?
Hi, Vic.
Hi.
So, thank you, by the way. Thank you so much for doing this. You're making history with me by being my first Skype guest. And what was that? Yeah. And also very important in a time like this that we as musicians and entertainers and service people can come together and talk. So just tell me a little bit about how this is affecting you one day deep into knowing that most of our gigs have been canceled.
Well, one day deep into it, it feels like the world is coming to an end. But ever since I left my corporate job when I was teaching, I've always made sure that I had multiple streams of income, just in case. Because, I mean, even on the regular gigs get canceled, I've been doing the dog walking. I have my little reselling booth set up here. So, luckily those can be done from home. But yeah, music's my main source of income. So it's not ideal.
No, certainly not. Definitely not. And I can relate in terms of having an alternative revenue stream. I do graphic work on the side and things like that. And I know plenty of other musicians that have side hustles and even main hustles, and music is their side hustle. But there are some musicians out there that just, this is all they have. All they have is playing music. They have no other avenues. It's certainly now where there isn't anywhere else to go, or maybe their side hustle is another thing, being a server or a bartender, and now that's kind of canceled too. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's tough, but I find a vague comfort knowing that it's not just the musicians, it's not just the servers, it's everyone. Like, I have family that works in hotels and they're getting laid off, and it's affecting everyone in some way, shape, or form. Yeah,
well, we were just out in Vegas, and it was live as ever while we were out there, and then no sooner a week do we get home. And the whole Vegas Strip is completely shut down right now. All the friends we went out there and saw, and all those shows that we saw out there, all those entertainers and all those people working are just sitting at home, which is the best place for people to be during a thing like this, because the only way to truly dig in and beat it is to burn it out, So it's funny because you've had a little bit of time on your hands at home to write some cool little songs that I got to take a peek at earlier. We're gonna have to I'm gonna play that after our conversation, so everybody can the world premiere debut. But even Jordan over there, she hasn't even seen it yet.
I know, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
She saw
I saw the title and I was like, oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. So I noticed that you are doing what a lot of musicians are kind of doing now, or currently, is these Facebook live streams. A great way, obviously we're doing it here with Jams and Cocktails, but a great way to connect to our audience on a personal level, especially in a time like this where they can't access us at a live venue. So how has that been going for you?
I do the live streaming on the regular, but this is the first time where I've really kind of felt the need to monetize it in some way, shape, or form, and just say, hey, if you can donate to the Victoria doesn't have an income, for a steady income for the next 30 days, like, that'd be crazy awesome. And my friends have been stepping up, and that's it. I can't even put into words how grateful I am that people even want to tip me. It just blows my mind. But I decided I wanted to do a 5-night festival from my house. We can call it a festival. I've been calling it the Quarantina Wine Mixer because I saw a meme that said that, and I thought it was amazing. So it's the Quarantina Wine Mixer. I've been doing a different theme for each night. Last night was country night. Tonight's going to be 90s night. Tomorrow's reggae. Saturday, I think that's right. Friday? The next night is original night, and then after that'll be a R&B / rap night. So I kind of get a little bit something exciting for each night.
I love it. It's brilliant. Awesome. And in the show last night, Jordan and I were sitting on the couch and we watched it the whole time. What time is that going down tonight?
I'm starting at 8:30 and going till whenever I don't feel like playing anymore.
Heard that. That's awesome. So yeah, you guys, that's happening in just a few minutes. Please go and support her. She was a guest on our show, and we love her very much. It's so important to support artists during this time. And like I said, many of us are I've been doing some live streams during the afternoons. And I enjoy doing them as well. So just be sure when you're watching those videos, in the descriptions of those videos and whatnot, you will generally find a virtual tip bucket or a link to PayPal, Venmo, the Cash App, whatever way it is to get money to these people, to these artists that are out there. So do you have any gigs that haven't been canceled yet, Victoria?
I have ones that I haven't heard from yet, so I'm just assuming everything is done. You know, I mean, it doesn't make sense as far as restaurants. They can only have 50% capacity, so they're not making the money that they're usually making. So, you know, entertainment's not going to be a priority. It's just kind of staying afloat, which I totally understand. And I don't know, I just have this overwhelming feeling that everything's going to be all right. You know, it's gonna be okay. My mortgage is paid this month, so I'm okay.
Right.
If my mortgage is paid, I might be feeling differently, but you know,
Yeah. It's we have to keep that attitude, absolutely, and I'm so happy that you have that attitude, because we are going to come out on the other end of this just fine. We have a very strong community here. I've already been talking to Zach Jones from Snorkel Corn Entertainment this afternoon about putting something together and trying to figure out a way to virtually give music to people and make it a big advertised thing. So we're working on that, and yeah, we're doing the live streams. You're doing the live streams, and you're so great at them. And we had such a great time watching it last night. I'm gonna have to watch the replay tonight. But yeah. So yeah, I've only got a couple gigs, I think, that haven't been officially canceled. So we'll see how those pan out. But otherwise, after this, I'm gonna play your video that you made today, which was so great. I'm so excited to share it with all you guys. And of course, I superimposed your YouTube handle there on the video, so you'll be able to see that. Victoria Lee Music. Check her out tonight on Facebook for her live. Throw her some jingle. And what's great, guys, is you don't just have to tip during the live stream. You can also watch the replay, and the links are just as good. So if you watch it today, tomorrow, next week, you could still throw some money at her for that entertainment value. And any of the artists that are out there doing their thing. Victoria, you're amazing. Thank you so much for Skyping in, and have a great live stream. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Bye, Victoria. We'll be watching later.
For sure. That's Victoria Lee, you guys.
I can't wait for 90s night.
90. That's tonight.
Awesome. I know.
It's tonight.
Who doesn't like 90s?
I love 90s.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be, I think, when we have dinner, late night dinner.
Yes. Late night snack.
Late night snacks. Late night snacks, and we'll be watching Victoria Lee. However, you guys, let's read a comment here from Steve. Steve says we may lose half our income shortly. Steve, being a first responder, he said at least his income will continue. He says he feels for many of the families and individuals that will lose all their incomes, we have to be here for each other. And that is absolutely 100% correct. I even touched on that with Jordan earlier. Like, to be completely honest, like, Jordan and I are a great team. She's got a job that's completely unaffiliated with anything that I do. So what's happening to me isn't directly affecting what she does for a living. So we are able to support each other in a way. And we don't have we don't have children that we're responsible for, aside from Savanna.
Yeah. Who for the most part supports herself. Yeah.
Right.
More moral support.
Yeah, so
she might be sugar mama soon anyway. So no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh God, that would be terrible. But no, seriously, it's these single parents that are bartenders or musicians that are supporting children, and now their bar is closed completely. So we need to really keep all these people in mind.
And luckily for me, I'm in a sector that's sadly kind of, because it's a consumable good,
right,
and supposed to be, well, it is good for you, so everyone's buying it. So our business is kind of, for at least the next week or so, flourishing because stuff can't stay on the shelves,
right?
So luckily we're doing okay for the moment, so hopefully all stays good there.
And it's great. It's great.
Is good.
It's great that they gave you the opportunity to come home and continue to work.
Yeah, keep everything going.
Yeah. So that's awesome. That is awesome.
Super thankful.
Yeah, so just collecting my thoughts here, because it's a trying time, and I really want to wrap my head around the people that are really, really tremendously, devastatingly being affected by this. So that's the people that
It kind of makes you think, though, that now it's kind of an eye-opening experience as well, because everyone should now be constantly backup plan.
Oh, sure.
Something, like, what do we do in case something like this or worse or whatever happens again?
Sure,
so that's
absolutely.
kind of like silver lining.
Yeah, and I mean,
have
the big problem is people, and I am not a big proponent of doomsday thinking constantly. I don't believe that people need to stockpile things in their underground bunkers in case the worst happens. That's not a way to live. However, when something like this happens, instead of peacefully going out and collecting supplies and making your arrangements and checking on your people, it's a calamity. And people go crazy.
Toilet paper thieves.
Toilet paper thieves. That's just a thing that's going on. Christine just chimed in. She said she is right. This is just such uncharted territory for all of us. And it really is. Certainly in my lifetime, this is the first time that I've ever been through anything like this. Certainly for many of you, I believe. What's interesting, and what I believe is a huge proponent, and this is my opinion, of course, is that we have never been so connected as a worldwide society as we are today in 2020. Nowhere else in history have we ever been so connected, at least in the history that we know. But we have never been this connected. Information has not been so immediately accessible, whether it was valid information, researched information, bad information. We get it, we're fed it instantaneously from the device that's attached to our hands 100% of the time, all day long. And that is great for so many things, but it's also terrifying for a lot of people that can't handle that information or the misinformation that flows in. So be careful, be smart, you guys, about what you're reading. I'm going to take... let me read this comment here. Linda just chimed in. She said, all small business owners will lose customers. Direct sales are being directed. No home party sales. Lots and lots of... Okay, I got you. So we're talking about like Mary Kay. We're talking about products like that, Shackley, things like that. That rely on like these house parties to sell their products and things. Correct me if I'm wrong, Linda. But yeah. Well, you guys, to add just a little bit of levity to the situation that we're going through, I did stumble across a really, really funny parody video that Victoria Lee, who we were just speaking to, made today. And it was a riot. So I'd love to...
Can we drum roll?
Can we drum roll?
I think we need a drum roll.
Do we need a drum roll? So, you guys, this is Victoria Lee's coronavirus quarantine parody.
Early in the morning, scrolling through my feed. Line me up that Mary Jane, and I'm sharing all the memes. Got to find a reason things went wrong. Got to find a reason why the TP's all gone. I got a Chewy, my hands are sanitized. COVID-19, it's time to fucking riot. Well, life is too short, so wash the hands you got, cause you might get corona since there is no shot. Never cough in public, so just keep it in your chest. If you've been sneezing, maybe you should get some rest. Take some elderberry, some emergency. I'm running out of money to the day. TPPPPP, time's what we got. We need a cure that's free. I'm running out of money, some work is what I need. I'll cause bad to you, you finally get what you deserve. Panic buying food, cause you're part of the hood. Locked up with my dogs, don't want martial law. Feel my head, doesn't feel hot. Quarantine with my dogs. We got extra snacks. Quarantine with my dogs. I think we need need more snacks. Quarantine with my dogs, and we got extra snacks. Quarantine with my dogs, I think we need more snacks. I'll just cry if I watch the news today. Getting sad because there's bills I have to pay. A little anger cause I'm running out of pot. Maybe I'll give selling feet pics a shot. Social distance, introvert, it's all the same. The biblical move's the only way to stay sane. Let Corona go screw itself. Quarantine with my dogs, I guess it's not that bad. Quarantine with my dogs, I want my life back. Quarantine with my dogs, and I got my 2 cats. Quarantine with my dogs, my dogs, my dogs, my dogs.
All right. That was Victoria Lee. That was a great video. What do you think, Jordan?
Oh my God, that was amazing. That was fantastic.
Oh, so
those
good.
dogs, real MVPs.
Oh my God,
that
seriously.
was awesome.
Seriously.
So good. Did she make that all today?
Yeah, she said that is literally all I've done today.
Oh my gosh, she is bloody brilliant. That is
right?
great.
So good. So good. Tony Espinosa just chimed in to say they totally just saw this video. He jumps on the show and I'm playing it. Yeah, this thing's going viral for sure.
As it should.
As it should. So we are going to touch on, you guys, if there's musicians listening or you know musicians, I'm going to put up some resources that I was researching this week about musicians that might need some sort of financial help during this time. If you guys know of any things like that for musicians or service industry people that may be suffering through this, I know it's super, super early for looking for these kinds of things because it's so fresh, it's so new. Like, people still have their paychecks in their bank accounts if you're smart, but it's moving through the next few weeks. That's going to be a challenge for a lot of these people because the money's going to go, and they're going to need to be able to replenish that. Christine said that was amazing. I need to be able to share it. You can find that on YouTube at Victoria Lee Music, Leigh, Victoria Lee Music. You can find that video there, that parody video that she did. It's great. Or you can find it on her web or Facebook, right? On her Facebook there, Victoria Lee Music as well. Drew Patron, thank you for joining. As I mentioned, you guys, feel free to chime in about how any of this is affecting you personally or professionally. I would love to get some feedback on what you guys are doing or what your plans are to kind of get around this. Spread the information, spread the community. It's so incredibly important. As I had mentioned earlier, most of my gigs are canceled, so my vacation started quite early or never really ended after Vegas. So you'll be seeing more live streams from me, different things. Of course, Jams and Cocktails will still be bringing you guests as much as we can. As I mentioned, we are in works with Snorkel Corn Entertainment to put together some sort of virtual festival event that you guys could tune into and help support local artists. I would like any of you out there, let's see. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Any of you out there, service industry people, bartenders, or servers, we might harass Savanna to come in here and give her side of the story. She is a server as well. I'm going to actually invite a couple of my bartender friends into this and get their side of the story. So excuse me for a minute while I type away.
Well, to lighten some moment here, I saw a pretty comical meme that I feel like sharing with the class that was saying, okay, we've had our 90-day trial of 2020 and we would like to return it for a refund or something to that effect. It's like, yes, what is this? 2020 is supposed to be good. It's an even year. It's a pattern.
Yeah, can we go back to
my 90-day trial
is
over, and I would like to go back. Thanks. Return.
Return to sender.
Yes.
We don't want it.
Yep. So I thought that was kind of, and it has been like pretty much 90 days. So I thought that was kind of.
Oh yeah.
Kind of clever. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not joking.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah.
Yeah. You should text your sister. I think I have a microphone and some headphones set up over here if she wants. I know she just got home from her restaurant job.
Oh, she just walked in?
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw her come in. She just got home from her restaurant job, and she's on the front lines there with the whole 50% occupancy. Tables have to be 6 feet apart from one another, so that's and now these people are losing half of their income streams.
See how quick that was?
So quick.
God bless cell phones sometimes.
Did you text her already?
I did.
All right, you got those headphones there.
Oh yeah, look at you rocking out.
And and that microphone on there. Just make sure it's right on the table. There you go.
Oh, I see.
And just be sure to talk straight into that
top,
thing.
Into the top? Or,
yep.
Yeah.
Hello.
There you go.
Nice.
You guys, there's Savanna.
Woo!
She gets a round of applause. So, Savanna, as you can see by her lovely outfit, or uniform, sorry. It's a uniform.
Attire.
She just got home from Duffy's. Tell me about how tonight went at Duffy's.
Okay. Well, I had the patio tables, and I had 2 tables tonight. I was there for 5 hours, and I made $10.
Oh my god. $10 really?
10 big ones.
Solid.
Oh my god.
Solid.
That's great. How many tables did you have sit down with you?
So we had a 6-table section. So we technically had 3 tables because social distancing.
Okay.
One, and then 1.
Gotcha.
And then outside was the same.
Now, how many families or people actually, like, how many tables did you serve tonight?
2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
2. Did they tip well, or were they just kind of like penny pinchers? I'm not trying to dime anybody out, but
they were. I mean, they tipped 18%, which was like $5 on both checks. But like, it's kids eat free, so it wasn't like big checks. It was like,
right.
Standard. And I feel like everybody's trying to save for everything, and
it's understandable. I get it. However, at the same time, if you're going to go out on that double-edged sword, if you're going to go out and support your restaurants, your local restaurants, and the service staff that's still left there, like, you got to take care of them. Otherwise, not to say like an 18% tip, that's fine. In my book, that's pretty good. When you start getting down to like the 15 and below, that's when there's some issues there. But still, what is tonight? Wednesday night? Wednesday. What would you normally make on a Wednesday night out there?
Well, I usually close, so I would make last Wednesday I made like $248.
Right.
So, I mean, it just, I don't know. I get it, but it's like, hook us up too.
Yeah.
Like, we're struggling.
Yeah.
And we're probably not going to be open next week is what they're saying. So, it's going to be terrible.
Now, it's at we're not by any means, we're speculating. This is not actual Duffy's information. I love them as a company, so I would never put words in their mouth. But is that something that is just kind of being talked about at the moment? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
just talking about it.
Or is it talk about the state forcing them to close, or just something that they want to do?
Yeah, I think it's every restaurant in like Florida. I think every bar and restaurant, they're going to be closing like as of next week, like fully, I think.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks, I think they said.
That's interesting.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up and see if there's any. Do you have your iPad open there? Would you be able to look that up for me to see if there's anything being said about that?
I would love to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy to go from 240 last week to $10 tonight. That's what people are facing. That's what people are facing out here. Amber just chimed in. She said, I live in Ohio. All of our bars are closed and only carryout is allowed. So their restaurants are not allowing seat-ins. And and down here too, our bars and nightclubs are all closed. It's just restaurants. We do have limited seating, and takeout, of course, is still happening. But yet, this is definitely unprecedented. I have never seen anything like this in my lifetime, and I'm pretty old now.
112 next December, right? This December.
Yep. I saw 1920, and it was a hell of a time. Christine also just chimed in. She said, NOLA is carryout only since Monday. All bars have been closed. I feel like that's a trend. Going forward here. Anybody out there completely against this decision? Is there anybody out there to chime in that is completely against the idea of closing these places down? Please chime in. I really want to hear that and get some feedback.
I heard some when we were out on Friday when we went out. One of the girls was saying they should just, it has to be one extreme or the other. They have to close everything. They have to just let it pass through, or they just let everyone be exposed to it and survival of the fittest. It is what it is. It takes its course. It knocks stuff out. It sweeps through. You build up a tolerance to it, or you get taken by it. Kind of was what some of the people were saying.
Yeah, I mean,
basically,
that's definitely one side of the issue. The issue is, of course, the people that are incredibly vulnerable to it, which are older people and children. And people with pre-existing respiratory issues and things like that. These are all things that have people incredibly concerned. And I get it. You could say on one side of the coin, let it go through, and the people that, like you said, survival of the fittest. If people survive, they survive, and we carry on, and then we're healthier as a society for it. And at the same time, we are living in a time where life is a little more precious than it was 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, when Black Plague was running rampant through the world, where you just cast bodies aside. People are a little bit more cherished these days. At least I like to think so, compared to those times. So it's easy for somebody to say, oh, just let everybody go through their lives, when clearly, once you label something a pandemic or an epidemic, it becomes a little bit more serious. I personally think that people staying in their houses for a couple of weeks just to see if their symptoms come up, especially those people that have been in contact with a tremendous amount of people, strange people, traveling. It's all things like that, because if you're young and healthy, it's not you that the people are concerned about. You'll be better for getting the virus yourself and letting your immune system figure it out. It's the people that would not be able to tolerate it, and then you have deaths. So
I have a fact check.
So
today I learned, I read on it was an article on Facebook that young people, it said ages 20 to younger people.
Right.
Ages 20 to 32, I think it said. Mm. We could have the virus and not have any symptoms, not know or anything. But then we can go out and we'll give it to older people. Just by being near them, we can just give it off to them. We have no idea.
Yeah, I've heard the similar thing. People have come up asymptomatic, which means that they're carrying the disease or they're carrying the virus and they have no symptoms whatsoever. And that's very dangerous for anybody to be in contact with that person. And a big deal and a big reason why people are in kind of lockdown mode is there is no really good test to show at this. There's a lot of the tests that are using give false positives and false negatives, which is a tremendous problem. So they're still trying to find a test that is in the top percentile of accuracy. So that's still a thing that's being developed right now, and along with medicines and all these things. And of course on Facebook you see memes, which is the most, obviously everybody knows that's the most accurate form of information that you can take from are the internet memes. But so you get a lot of this swirling around. As I mentioned earlier, we live in a time where information is instantaneous. You get it at your fingertips, and it's spoon-fed to you by whoever you follow on social media. You guys out there, chime in. Christian, who said old balls? I added you to this because you're a bartender. I wanted to get your take on it, but I'll take old balls.
Yeah, I think everyone's just following the same suit right now, basically just because, and it's too soon to tell because they just made the one announcement yesterday.
Right.
But yeah, all bars and nightclubs will be closed for 30 days, and then restaurants have like the 50% whatever capacity. That's really all it's saying.
So that's
and then I think, and then someone just said Christine said in NOLA, they're doing the same thing, and a lot of the other states, I think that's pretty much like the standard
general
for now till next week. Who knows?
That's pretty good. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I stay pretty glued to my computer throughout the day.
I think they shut down like the main, like spring break, like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Tampa, like Clearwater.
Right.
They closed all those down first, like the main, and I think they'll slowly just like.
Oh, I mean, even before. Ooh, excuse me. Excuse me. No. But even before all that, they were canceling. They canceled Ultra Fest down in Miami.
Yeah.
They canceled all of these music festivals way before they were talking about closing bars, mind you. They canceled all of these things. They canceled concerts, music concerts. So this is not yesterday they decided to just lock everybody in their rooms. This has been an ongoing thing. So.
And speaking of that, which is really cool, since we were watching last night, we were watching Victoria Lee. And then when she was over, we had to move on because it was so sad that she was done singing that Bradley found on his phone. Keith Urban did which was so cool, did a live concert to keep it going. He was like, we're going stir crazy, or we got to keep the music going, or, and he was like, this is the inside of my...
Yeah, it was his equipment warehouse
or whatever, which was beautiful. Yeah,
no,
and Nicole Kidman was like dancing in the background, and that was super cool.
It was cute. It was an Instagram live. You guys can go back and check it out. It was a very fun, intimate way for him to reach out to his fans because most of his tour dates have been canceled, as well as many
and free concert.
And a free concert. Many entertainers. Free concert with Nicole Kidman as a backup singer.
Oh yeah.
How often do you get that? So
that was cool.
It was very cool. That was a neat.
And I wonder if
find.
more people will follow suit and do that, like celebrity wise.
Yeah,
singers,
I hope that
cool.
celebrities pull together to help people that are really going to be affected by this, which is what we're here talking about tonight, you guys.
And I also saw, I don't know how true it is because I didn't click or dig too far into it, but there's I guess it's been a thing for a while. It's called Broadway HD, and you can watch Broadway plays live for I think they had a 7 or 14 day trial, so you can see actual Broadway plays that they can't do.
No kidding.
Or something. Yeah, it's called Broadway HD, I believe, or something like that.
That's so funny.
I saw, which is kind of cool. So another bonus outlet for, our time indoors, alone together.
I will say, I guess I'll put my opinion out, and then I'm going to get Savanna to chime in because I want a young person's take on all this. No, just kidding.
Oh.
But I do kind of. As far as I'm concerned, and maybe I consider myself a pretty rational person. I think things through. I'm not.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
And we're in agreement.
I go to Bradley for everything.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Jordan, Bradley,
yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, staying home, staying away from people or groups of people. Obviously, like with Savanna and Jordan, I've been around them for the last years of my life now, so in close proximity at all times. So I'm not concerned that and none of us are sick, by the way, or have any kind of symptoms whatsoever.
I don't know. Savannah did cough today.
Oh,
so.
No!
I sneezed.
Oh no, that was yesterday.
Wow.
When the lady scolded you.
Oh yeah. I
my God.
was walking
Anyway.
into work and I sneezed like this, and it was a guy. He literally just. I was like, okay.
Dramatic.
It's
Okay.
it's that mindset
Yeah.
that really, and I get it. People are scared. People are genuinely, we joke about it all day, and we read jokes about it all day on Facebook.
Yeah, but they don't know you. You could be dirty.
Right.
The truth
could
of the
have it.
matter
Yeah.
is, people are really scared, and if we don't understand that, or at least somehow accommodate
Get
the
where they're
idea,
coming from.
right?
Yeah.
It is a scary thing, especially for people that have issues, people that are older, people with young children. This is a real thing that's happening to them, and it's the first time it's ever happened to them. Many people that are living today, even the old people that are living today, didn't see this. The last time something really bad like this, at this level of excitement, was 100 years ago or more.
Yeah.
So this is, and of course we had our brushes with H1N1 and SARS and all that other stuff.
Ebola.
Yeah, Ebola.
Oh, wait, what was your question for Savannah?
Oh,
As a young person.
so
Sorry,
we got caught up here.
yeah.
As a young person, how do you feel about, because I see other people your age that are in droves at the beach right now, or not right now, but I saw them all out there today on, going to the beach in groups. What are your thoughts? What do you think people should be doing right now?
Okay, well, I mean, I was at the beach. I went to Fort Myers Beach, and it was very, very packed. I just think, I don't think the beach, unless, you're, around a bunch of people, I don't really think it's an issue. But if you're just going, to the beach and you're just going to be chilling by yourself, you're, far away from everybody. You're not, you know what I mean? I feel like that's fine. I feel like,
Yeah,
can...
I see a lot of people at Jensen Beach.
Yeah.
And they're
I
staggered.
feel like that's fine here.
Yeah, they're staggered.
It's not like a spring break town here. It's a place to chill. There's not so many crowds of people.
Right.
Fort Lauderdale right now, or
yeah, well,
Tampa.
Spring break is, not only was spring break officially canceled, but it was also extended indefinitely.
That's so strange, right?
Worst time for Corona.
Talk about an oxymoron.
I mean, we're canceling spring break, but we're also making you not go back to school at all whatsoever. So,
And apparently it's allergy season, Christine said. I was like, huh.
how did she say that?
Of course it's happening during allergy season too, on top of it all.
So you
can't tell if it's allergies, if you have the flu, if you're yeah. Lots going on.
Steve brings up a good point here. He said, do not start being in groups because you are off and want to party. You need to distance to prevent this. And yeah, I can't stress that enough. And of course, like I said, that's my opinion. And it's the opinion of a lot of people, and clearly the opinion of the CDC and people that we have elected in charge of our well-being. So I agree. Enjoy your house. You paid for it, for the love of God. Sit in it for a while. And if you're
nice vacation off work,
right. I mean, I wish I wouldn't have gone to Vegas immediately before.
But talk about good timing for that, though, kind of too.
I was just gonna say
terrible good timing.
Oh no,
another oxymoron.
I should have only brought $100 out there. That's for sure. And I have a lot more money right now.
I mean, at least it didn't happen when you guys were there, though. Right when you got back is when everything started hitting the fan. At least you guys had a great time, and you weren't worried about that yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had a ball, and it is unfortunate because I like I said, I have a lot of friends out there that are entertainers that work in the service industry out there, and they're all completely out of a job right now. Currently, I mean, obviously we'll all get back into the swing of things, but that is an entertainment town. All they have there is entertainment. It's the only industry. So all these people are now just sitting at home, which I guess is the best thing for them, because it is a high traffic area from people all over the earth. Similarly with Disney World and things like that, I think that was a smart move on Disney's part. I believe that it put out some unneeded or undue, what's the word I'm looking for? Anybody?
Oh,
I'll give you a prize if you can tell me what word I'm looking for.
Can you say your sentence again that you were
read
trying
my
to
mind?
Repeat it. I was trying to figure one
Yeah,
out.
I know. I was like,
I think by Disney closing,
Yes.
it created undue worry, I guess.
Oh, like the official, theme park closing.
Right.
Like,
I think
we
people...
should probably freak out now. It's
Yes.
Disney.
People, because, Disney doesn't close
Yeah.
for
Ever.
anything. You know?
That's kind of crazy.
They don't close unless
Yeah.
the hurricane is on top of Florida. So I think people were put into a panic when that happened. Undue panic. Thank you, Steve. Finally, somebody gets me.
That was
wow.
good.
I'm glad it's your brother.
Right. But no, it's the truth. People really started to freak. I saw an influx of social media posts saying, "Oh, now it's real because Disney's closed." Disney closed because they have millions of international people filtering through their place at all times.
Oh yeah,
and
there's more
staying in their
people from like
resorts.
overseas than from Florida
many.
itself that
Way
go
too
there on a
many.
daily basis, like from
so-
everywhere besides
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, so if you want to limit the amount of personal interaction, that's where you start, because
Yep.
Disney puts more people through their park than Ultra does in a weekend down in Miami, and that's the truth. So kudos to Disney. Sorry that when a company, a business decides to make a choice for people's safety, that everybody freaks out and they think it's the end of the world. You guys, this is not the end of the world. It really, really isn't. I can't stress that enough. And to bring the focus back to our local area, and the reason that we are hosting the show tonight in this fashion is, when it's all said and done, there's going to be some rebuilding. We're going to have businesses that are not going to be able to reopen their doors, and we're going to have musicians that are displaced and musicians that are out of money or not able to pay their rents. So it's going to take a community. It's
Dan-
going to take a village.
Danny brought up a good point too. The like medical jobs, and that's scary because you're like around it and you have to go. And even too, I work part-time at a nursing home, so like they're super susceptible to susceptible.
That's it. You
That's
got
it.
it.
That sounds weird.
Good job.
Thank you. Susceptible. 4 points for me. To the coronavirus. So like having to be around it and be in charge of screening people when they come in, and not so medical and nursing homes and all of that, and they have to go, kind of like a hurricane and stuff. They have to go regardless.
Right.
So
Same with first responders.
Yeah, first
Like
responders
Steve.
and
Steve is a first responder.
cops.
Jennifer Major just chimed in. She said, especially since they don't have proper protective equipment for us healthcare workers, but expect us to still work. I don't know if that's true. I mean, obviously that's true where you're working, but is that true throughout? Is it really a shortage of protective equipment for healthcare workers in their places, or is that specific to? And with that being said, also, nobody planned for some sort of outbreak pandemic. So what is enough normal day to day? Because at the end of the day, in this country, healthcare is business. However you believe, or whatever your beliefs are on that, it is what it is today. So people are going to cut costs on gloves and masks because they don't need them all 365 days of the year, every single. I mean, obviously they probably need them every day, but for things like this.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Jen said there's a shortage because everyone's like, oh, I need to buy all the masks on the shelf.
Yeah, that's
I
kind of,
need 400 masks for my house.
That was a riot when we were on the plane going to Vegas.
Yeah, one lady was like,
one lady right in front of us on the plane. She had this huge mask on, and then her nose was poking out.
and no gloves.
No gloves. Her nose was over her mask, just like this. I just did a faux pas by touching my face with my hands, but fear not, you guys, because I live that Purell life, mates.
That hand sanny. Hand sanny moment.
For the win.
For the win.
That was supposed to be a
We have one at every
Gift.
corner at Duffy's. Like literally every single corner there's a pump.
Yep.
nice.
Yeah. No, it's important, man.
But don't use it too much.
The hands are cracking and
You're not
dry.
supposed to. You're not supposed to use hand sanitizer too much.
Yeah.
Why is
Because
that?
Because you like. Then it. I don't know. What's the. It like it becomes not effective. I guess basically, if you use it too much or too often, it like doesn't.
I need you to look that up.
Oh God.
Look it up, man. You got the goods over there.
Christine said, "Don't touch your face."
Ever.
Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that, and I will never. I put it all over my face too. I've been quarantined for a week now. Like, I don't think I've left the house in days. So Steve chimed in. He says 1918 we had the Spanish flu that not only affected most of the world and destroyed economies, it also ended World War I. We're still here. And he said we'll be here after this. Just remain calm. And that really is the truth. You guys got to be calm. And I feel like people, at least in this area, I can't imagine what's going on in bigger cities, but I think people are pretty, with the exception of the toilet paper, which I think is going to go down in history as something. I think that's going to go in a history book. Kids are going to learn about that shit in elementary school moving forward. But remain calm and make good choices. Steve says don't lose your humanity, and that's what we're trying to avoid. That's why I'm bringing this special edition of Jams and Cocktails. Not so much jams and cocktails, but more talking to you guys as a community and getting your feedback, because it is incredibly important. I thought, let me reach out to another musician here that said they were gonna chime in. So let me see if I can reach out to them.
Did you also see the thing that said like the Venice waters are like crystal clear?
Yeah, I just saw that not too long ago.
Yeah.
For the first time
For the first time
however.
ever. That is Earth's way of saying you're in timeout.
Yeah,
It was the same thing, and obviously I'm not sure if the reports were completely confirmed. It was just something that I saw, but when China went on complete lockdown, the pollution was starting to fade away there in China, which
or is it?
or is it, you know? But
Okay, so hand sanitizer.
hand
Sorry.
sanitizer. Nope. Give me
It
this.
says-
Good information, you guys. Get your
Yes.
pens and pencils out.
It says the good bacteria that keeps our skin and our bodies healthy can be like jeopardized by using hand sanitizer too much. There's no question that the use of hand sanitizer not just what the hell? Hold on. I'm getting too excited. Yeah, basically just don't overuse hand sanitizer. Like if you use it every 5 seconds, you're
Ineffective.
not. Yeah. I'll come back with more facts. Sorry.
Ineffective, or I'm
Yes.
sorry, I was typing.
Oh,
What was it? What was the deal with it? Just the snippet?
hold on.
I'm sorry.
Come back to me.
Okay.
Now I've lost my spot.
Oh goodness.
I'm a reading mess over here.
Obviously, and this is not new news. Washing your hands with warm water and soap is like literally the best thing that you could possibly do, and
Yeah.
just not being nasty. Nasty.
It says that hand sanitizer can wipe out the good bugs along with the bad.
Yes. There we
Yeah.
go. That's good.
So just
yes,
don't use it a
that
lot.
it's the same as the argument with using antibacterial soap. If you wash your hands with antibacterial soap over and over again, you also wash away the good bacteria too. So, fortunately, we are living in kind of a bubble at this point, so it's not really a massive deal. Just wash your goddamn hands.
Yeah, but not every 5 seconds.
Right. You just
Maybe every hour on the hour.
throughout the day, try to get it done.
Yeah. If your hands feel dirty, wash them.
So, Savannah, what other precautions are they? Extra precautions, like extra cleaning or things that they're making you do at the restaurant? What do you have going on over there?
Yeah, did you take all the like ketchups and stuff off?
Yeah,
Okay.
so every I think hour we have to like get sanitizer or water, clean all of the condiments. They're not allowed to be left on the tables because kids and stuff.
Sure,
so
of course.
We keep them off.
Kids. I'm not even worried about kids.
No, but,
I'm
like-
worried grown ass people just being nasty with condiments on the table. I've seen some
Well,
shit, man.
yeah.
With their boogies.
But also like children, like
Ugh.
Yeah,
putting it in their
they're
mac
real
and
gross.
cheese, So that we have to their Duffy's is paying a guy to walk around and sanitize like the booth seats, the chairs, tables every time someone gets up.
Oh,
every single time.
wow.
Because,
That's awesome. That is really
Yeah.
good, though. That's very proactive.
and we now have the silverware that's like rolled up in like a paper towel kind of thing, but it's not a paper towel. It's like more velvety feeling.
Oh.
I don't really know the exact word for it, but it's like you can use it as paper towels. We don't
Okay.
have like the linens anymore. that
Okay.
we, like,
Okay, so
wash
it's
and reuse.
disposable.
Yeah, it's
Disposable
Yeah, you can
napkins.
throw it away after. Yeah.
Good.
You can't wash them and reuse them.
I'm surprised that they haven't gone full on to single use plastics. I know we've been fighting the good fight against that, but at a time like this, I mean,
Expensive, Bradley.
yeah, I imagine it's a bit expensive and last minute, but I do know a couple restaurants that are doing that. But no, that's great. That's great that they've actually pulled in another team member to their only job is to walk around and make sure that things are sanitized. Kevin McLaughlin just joined in. Please feel free to chime in, Kevin. How is this affecting you in your music life? And I know that I saw a post from you recently about some maybe an opportunity for people that might need a different career choice or extra income coming out of the other end of this. So if you want, send me a private message. I'll give you my Skype number if you're interested in Skyping in and talking. Otherwise, feel free to just drop your or weigh in here in the comments. Good to see you, my man. Kevin is actually scheduled to be on the show in just a couple of weeks on April 1st. He's a great musician. I'm excited to have him here on the show. Yep, Christine said cost of doing business, and that is the truth when it comes to supplies and things like this. But yeah, that's good. So let me read through these comments because I'm not paying attention. Yep, Kevin says he's very interested in helping out however he can, which is awesome. Because as I mentioned in the beginning of this, it's a community effort. The entertainers and the service people, we should all come together because everything we do is symbiotic. People come out to listen to music and drink. Let me send Kevin a message real quick here. Give me just a second, you guys. This is kind of an unorthodox show, but I think we're getting some good information here. So give me just a moment. Kevin, I'm sending that to you right now. And feel free to call in whenever you like, man. I'll put you on. We forgot to ask Savanna to bring us food home. So now we're fending for ourselves later.
Oh, no more wings. I can make us quesadillas.
She
What?
I
didn't
have
alert us when she was coming home.
I have tortillas.
I know. You didn't even know she was here, and
I
she popped
didn't.
through.
She snuck right on in.
I was looking for Jordan when I walked in, and I was like, huh? Where is she?
She gone.
Yeah, she gone.
All right, Steve. Rest well, my friend. Thank you for all that you do out there.
Love you, Stove.
Bye,
Yep.
Stovey. Love you long time.
Will be a long time. Yep. No, it is the career that you have, man, and we appreciate you. We really do. Yeah, I love it, Kevin. He says he's got to load up on his own cocktail, and then he'll hit us
We
up on
love a
Skype.
loaded up cocktail.
Yeah. Well, you got the bar over there, Savannah. Help yourself.
Uh-oh.
Shots?
Don't you wonder why
Shots.
don't you feel like the liquor stores should have been more wiped out than they were?
Listen to you. Listen to her just completely regurgitating a meme that she just saw on Facebook.
She's
Me?
my sister for sure.
Did
Yeah,
you
for
just say
sure.
that?
No, man.
Oh.
It's a meme.
Yeah, it's been on Facebook all week.
Well,
I can't believe that.
I'm just
Like,
making conversation piece.
This aisle is full. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like, let me get the toilet paper and like the Windex, but leave the vodka.
No, you're right.
And it's double use. You could pour the vodka on stuff to kill germs. You could drink it. Like it's a 2-for-1er.
Now, that's how I stay healthy at all times. Is because I
Put a little
I
in your
just-
hair when you're having a bad day.
nice
what I
Wedding
did.
Crashers reference.
little degreaser.
Yeah. Slick it back. What do you think holds it up, Slick?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Lick.
Y'all wild. Yeah, Christine says even the beer and wine section of Publix still had so much stuff. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think people. I would like to see. Could you research this for me? Can you see if the Corona company has had a hit? If you could find a relevant story,
Maybe like Corona sales chart or
something. If you could find a story that tells me that the Corona company is suffering.
Or has like spiked.
Or has spiked. You know, I want to know which way it's gone either way. That sounds hilarious.
Did Corona beer sales drop sharply due to fear about the coronavirus?
Yep, that's what I want to know.
This was for my birthday, though, so that was a while ago.
It's okay. I mean, that's relevant. Like, this was all going on during that whole time. I'm sure that something's happened with it more recently.
And there's like a lot of like TikTok videos too with like Corona with the side of lime. Like, can't have the Corona without lime. Like, you know what I mean? So I guarantee there's.
You think the lime sales went up too?
Maybe, honestly.
There's now a shortage of limes in the whole country because of the Corona sales have skyrocketed.
Although this is great for all of us here in America. It says Americans say they won't drink Corona beer because of coronavirus.
Oh wow. Okay.
I can't say that that's even justified. That can't be a real. Oh, I just touched my face again. You guys got to start slapping me. Not in the face though.
Okay, I'll come slap you.
Okay, great.
Do we know like how they came up with the name Corona for the disease? Because
is
it like a whole thing?
The coronavirus has been around for a very long time. This is the 19th mutation of it.
But this is from like bats, like right? This is from like people, like the bats. People eating the bats. I thought this
okay, so yeah, there's a story.
Because there was chickens too. Like before, I knew it was something from chickens.
There's a story that it come from bat meat. China is certain areas of China are notorious for what they call wet markets. And this is a place where you get all your funky meat, and it's not. It was banned by China, and then it was brought back, and it's been underground, and it's been out in the open. It's not regulated well.
Mystery meat.
And it's not. Yeah, mystery meat. And it's not regulated. It's not regulated well by our standards. By the standards of whatever area of China is running it or allowing it to go on. That's up to them. The problem is things are funky, and maybe somebody was getting funky with some bat meat. And if that's the case, then that could very well be a mutation of problem. What did Christine say? She said the story might not be real, but yes, this spread to humans from bats. She said she just doesn't know the real reason of eating it or spreading it a different way. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be an investigation into it. It's not going to get to our ears before it gets to the people that make decisions ears. But it's always fun to speculate as long as you understand that it's speculation. People speculate or listen to speculation and take it as gospel. And now you were buying all the TP on Earth to stockpile because for what? I have no idea.
Yeah, and I feel like this Corona question is bad because it's kind of skewed because people stopped buying it because they thought it was affiliated with the coronavirus. So I don't know. It said I think like something about 10% down since the beginning of 2020.
No, I didn't touch my face. Don't look at me. I didn't do it.
So I mean, I don't know that really like counts as like it went up or down because people are psychos. So I don't know. That's all I'm seeing is that it kind of went down because people thought Corona had to do with the coronavirus. So I don't know who's winning there.
Completely absurd.
That's
I would definitely need a fact check.
Something else.
I would definitely need a fact check on that.
I'm on that fact check website thing.
Oh yeah, the one we don't mention.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we can't say for
but no, that's good. That's solid. That's solid information then.
I guess.
Yeah. Christine says any novel, she quotes, virus is one they mutated to humans from an animal. I'm not sure if that means that it was created from animals or if it was because people are eating funky animal. I don't know. It's unfortunate, and this is something that we're dealing with. Anybody out there this is affecting them professionally or personally that want to chime in and let us know your story, we'd love to talk about it. Feel free to chime in on the comments section. And as I mentioned before, you guys, personally to me, the entertainers in my area are all out of work for the most part. Some of us have a gig or two left on the calendar, but Tuesday afternoon, I watched every single date on my calendar go into the red because it's either unknown or the venue's called and canceled the show.
I found more facts.
More facts.
More facts.
All right, give me 1 second and we'll get to those facts. Okay. So entertainers are now taking to the internet, to Facebook Live, their Facebook Lives. So please go. If you have a favorite one that you see around town, go and like their page. Go and view their live streams. For sure, they have links to their Venmos, their PayPals, any way that you can throw them a bone. If you have the money to spare, throw them a bone because they are out of work for a month at least. At the very least, hopefully not longer than that. At the very least, on the docket right now, they are out of work, and they need your support. And they're giving you entertainment straight to your phone. So when you're sitting on the toilet and just having the time of your life there, you can very, very easily tune into their shows and get a little free entertainment on your phone or on your computers, or even stream it to your televisions, listen to some music, and throw them a bone. It's very, very cool. So give me some facts there, Savanna.
Okay. So it says, 103-year-old Chinese grandmother has made a full recovery from the COVID-19 after being treated for 6 days in Wuhan, China. There's another one that says, Cleveland Clinic developed a COVID-19 test that brings results in hours, not days. South Korea, the number of cases is declining. Italy was hit the hardest, experts say, only because they have the oldest population in Europe. And then this one says, scientists in Israel likely to announce the development of a coronavirus vaccine. 3 people in Maryland fully recovered and are able to return to everyday life. So maybe it's getting better.
Oh, I'm
not sure how factual those things are.
Sure.
Because I found them on Instagram. But
oh, my God. See, this is what I'm talking about.
But it's from like a medical page.
I believe it. I believe that people are working vigilantly, hour by hour, day by day, to contain. And that's what this is all about. That's what all of the closing down and this term that I just love that's been coined. Not coined. I mean, this clearly this term has been around for ages, but I love that it's now the forefront is social distancing. It's what needs to be done right now.
And can you imagine being on the team that if they find something that cures it, like being one of those people?
Yeah, I mean, it's
like an amazing accomplishment.
It's not unlike any. I don't want to tread heavily on my words because I'm not a professional in terms of medicine, but it's a flu virus, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken, it is a flu virus that is somewhat similar to standard flu or seasonal flu, the flus that we're familiar with. This is not the HIV virus that is currently incurable. Even though they through medicine and many years of research, they're able to get it down to undetectable, which is excellent. Hopefully, it doesn't take that long to figure this virus out, because that would be terrible. Yeah. But they are working on it, and people are recovering. Those are the numbers. Those are real numbers that I would like to see. The numbers of people that are bouncing back, that have gotten it, confirmed cases, went through the worst of it, and now they are on the upward trend, and that's what they call flattening the curve. once we get to a point where there are more recoveries and less cases, new cases being confirmed, that's the end of that arch, or the other side of that arch that we're looking for. Emily chimed in. She says, hey, from South Carolina, we have 5 confirmed cases in our county. She said she does payroll for a living, and it's already killing her small business owners. And that's tough. I mean, if you don't have people to pay or businesses running payroll, I imagine that's a difficult thing. Now, Emily, do they have you working from home currently? By the way, I think it's cute that Emily and Christine are in here together because they were all like best friends with my sister growing up. So it's nice to see you guys hanging with me.
That's fun. This other article, factcheck.org, says that Corona Extra sales grew 5% in the U.S. in the latest 4-week period.
Okay.
So maybe they're up. I don't know.
I imagine so.
They're still selling.
We saw Coronas in Victoria Lee's parody video.
Oh my gosh, you have to see that, Savannah. We have to play
so
for you.
Funny. Maybe I'll play it again later.
Hilariously
Did she do
delightful.
it today?
Yeah, she did it
I want
today.
to see it.
Yeah.
She's great.
It
I
was
like her.
so good.
Yeah, Kevin chimes in. Oh, he can't get his Skype to connect. Well, if you do, my friend, just give me a heads up before you call in, and definitely connect you. He says he's going to have to give up bat steaks. Damn it. No more bat steaks.
Oh, man. Shucks.
Oh, man. Well, you guys, I think we're going to take a moment and we'll at least do one of our normal things here because I think everybody could use a little midweek motivation. I'm going to play a video from Tony. He's still working hard and sending in things. So you guys get your pads and paper out or pads and pens. Pens and pads? I don't know what I'm talking about, you guys.
Get something to write on and with.
Right. You guys, this is your midweek motivation with Tony Espinosa.
How we doing today? I'm doing great. Life is good. I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling the love. I appreciate the support. Thank you for posting and sharing and commenting on these videos. Let's keep the ball rolling. Let's change lives. Organize your life by starting small. Get the little things in line so that when you're working on the big things, the little things just come naturally. Let the little things become habit. And once they're habit, they won't confuse you or distract you when you're working on the big things. Dream big, start small. Get the little things in line so they're not in your way when you're concentrating on the big things. I love you. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. That was Tony Espinosa. Thank you for that midweek motivation. Hope you guys enjoyed that. All right, Kevin has his Skype going on here, so I'm going to give him a call in here. Kevin, call in anytime you like. Maybe I'll just call him. Maybe that'll be easier.
Oh, you're both calling together.
Oh.
Maybe?
Perfect.
I don't know.
We're just getting the whole Skype thing put together, so.
The music's lit now.
I know, isn't it fun?
Kevin,
Hey, I think I'm in.
Hey, there you are, man. Can't see you, but we can hear you loud and clear.
See if I can fix that.
There you are.
It's pretty dark where I'm at. Sorry about that.
No worries, my man. How you doing, brother?
Well, I'm concerned for a couple of things. First off, this show is way too serious.
I know, you're telling me.
We're working on that.
I've always wanted to say, hey guys, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yes, we love that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, this thing with the coronavirus, first off, it's kind of embarrassing, honestly, because, it used to take nuclear weapons, and now, everybody's staying home because they might get sneezed on. That's kind of scary, but the fact that we want to, curb the tide of a worldwide pandemic, that's a good thing.
Sure.
But we definitely want to do that. And so what the main thing I'm thinking of is, you and I both are playing musicians, man. All of our friends and ourselves, we're looking at like getting the next at least 2 weeks off.
Right.
That is not okay.
No. and that's at least 2 weeks. I mean, they're talking about a 30-day thing with all of this, which is that's tough. That's tough for people that this is all they do for a living.
Right. So there's got to be a way. I mean, it's not like everyone has had their bank account emptied and can't pay for anything anymore. It's just that we're all staying healthy and not going out.
Right.
So
right. Exactly.
There's got to be a way to fix that, and the only way that I can think of, and I've trying to make a dent in this, is the live streaming thing. There's ways to where you can do pay-per-view. I just found out today you can do a pay-per-view on an app called Twitch.
Yep.
Which is used most often by the like gamers.
Right. Right. It's funny. I actually just did my very first. I've been a member of Twitch for ages, and I just did my very first Twitch stream today, and I had one viewer, and it was myself. So that is a community that you need to build. So I see why people are flocking to the Facebook Live, because you're broadcasting to your audience that you've already worked so hard, or whatever platform you use the most in social media wise. But yeah, Twitch is great because it does allow you to do paid subscriptions, which is for long-term money making, which is great for artists and entertainers and gamers even.
Yeah, so those of us who can, everything is got two sides to it. Of course, it's a bad thing that we're not working like we're supposed to be.
Sure.
But it could be in the long run a good thing, because it might give us the emergency skills. You know how you never have skills for anything unless you absolutely have to have them.
Right. Those survival skills.
the emergency survival skills to make us learn how to do streaming. And how cool would it be if we could show bar owners that we really don't need them to make money, and they should pay us a lot to make it worth our time to show up there.
Right. I mean, and with that being said, I'm forever grateful for our venue owners and our bar owners that continuously employ local music. But yeah, wouldn't that be interesting if all of a sudden we went on to this online culture locally here in the Treasure Coast, and all of a sudden we're making tons of money by subscription-based concerts, right?
Yeah, well, certainly you're correct, and there's no way to replace the destination of a live show. There's just no way that's ever going to be replaced.
Right.
And of course, the best. I mean, we live in South Florida, and you go to Fort Pierce, or you go to Jensen Beach, or you go to Stewart, and you're going to a restaurant or a bar, and you get to see a live concert for free. How cool is that?
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't get any cooler than that. But we've got to. We're certainly not looking to replace that. But we need to replace our income in the short term, at least, and provide an alternative. So, as things go on, lots of things like this are going to be uncovered, and I'm hoping that we can work together and make a difference for ourselves in this whole thing.
Oh, I completely agree, and I'm excited about our show in a couple of weeks. The way we could be here in person and we could talk about that and go over some ideas. I think that musicians should be. I think every musician or every playing musician should have a Twitch account, and they should be performing on Twitch. It's in building that platform for themselves and creating an audience there, because if something like this, and even when it's not like this, because then you can get up in the morning and Twitch all day and then pack your things in the van and go play the gig, and you're making money, and you're catering to your local people that have supported you through all the times. It's just smart, because if we all were playing streaming shows as a regular part of our business, we would not be scrambling, I guess is the best word, like we're doing now. And that's something that I hope we can educate the local musicians here. And that's part of why I'm doing this show, is to bring ideas like yours, Kevin, and other people could see it, whether they're live today or they see it on YouTube tomorrow or they replay it on Facebook tonight. So
yeah, well, I've been doing a lot of experimenting with Facebook Live. I did one today. I did one Monday night, and I did 2 of them Monday night at the show that I played Monday night. And living the show on Facebook actually brought people in, which I thought was cool.
It's
I didn't
very
expect
cool.
that. And you know, if there's anybody out there who's like trying to break in, you know, I'm no genius level user on Facebook Live, but certainly would be glad to help. And if we could pool our resources and do each other some good, then that's what I'm all about.
That's it, man. We are a community of entertainers here, and we've always been a pretty tight community. You know, you got some lone wolves out there, but I think on the overall, like, we've all been a pretty tight community and helping each other. It's certainly, like, I mean, I'm not an expert by any means on Facebook Live or doing live broadcasts, but I think I've put in a lot of time over the last year learning the ins and outs and putting together a pretty good product. If anybody out there is interested in learning how to do a somewhat professional production on their lives that they can bring to shows, please reach out to me. You can send them my way if they approach you, and I'd be happy to do a tutor session or any Skype tutorial, anything to help people polish their Facebook Live or their live broadcasts to a nice finish, because I think it's important. I think every artist should have it in their arsenal to be able to do it. And like Victoria Lee was on a little bit ago, and there's some other people out there doing live streaming. It's great. It's great. It's a great way to survive something like this financially. Uh-oh, Kevin, did I lose you? At least he looks beautiful in that little...
Yeah, it's a good shot.
It's not a bad shot. Hopefully it'll reconnect there in just a minute, or I'll call him back. But yeah, that's Kevin McLaughlin. You guys. Oh, you still there, Kev?
I think so.
Oh, there you are.
I think so, sort of.
We lost you for a minute there.
Oh. Okay, yeah. I lost you there for a second. So if I may mention, you know, I am happy to share. I've been doing it. It's not very high tech at all. All lives that I just take my iPhone and strap it to a tree, and all the audio comes right in through the mic. That I just point the camera, and you know, I learned how to hit the little magic button so that everybody's not left-handed when you do selfie.
Right.
And you know, or I turn it around and do it normal without the. Actually, Monday I did hit the selfie button and then turned it around, and I was left-handed anyway. But that's all I'm doing is I'm just sticking my phone up on a tree and pointing it at the stage and hoping for the best. And I've actually gotten some usable results.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the way to do it. If you're not, it's better than nothing, as they say. Like, doing anything is better than doing nothing at all. So, in creating content for yourself, you know, as an artist is better than, you know, doing nothing. I always say, if you play a gig and you don't leave something with people, whether it's stickers, a business card, koozies, which I do, CDs, whatever, if you don't put something in people's hands, especially if they come up and say, man, you were great, you changed my life tonight, they're going to go home and never remember a thing that you've done. But if you give them something to take with them, you're at least putting it in their hands, physically, literally, to continue to follow you around, which is super cool. But yeah, strapping your phone to a tree and filming your shows is a great way to create content and create buzz, and lets people know where you're playing and get them out there in real life, especially if you're playing out live at a venue.
Yeah, it works.
But oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like you said, you know, doing something is better than doing nothing. If I had to wait around until I had like a truck full of video equipment, and the expertise, I would probably never do it. So I agree. You know, doing something is always better than doing nothing. I had a friend of mine who had a saying. He's like, do something even if it's wrong.
Right. Do something even if it's wrong, because, well, you know, you learn from mistakes, and you learn from the things that you do that are wrong. Even if he was making a joke, you actually had some wisdom in there. You do learn from the mistakes that you make. Very important stuff. I'm excited to have you on the show so that I can be a part of your McLaughlin moment or minute. Is it moment or minute? I'm missing it. Oh, we got him frozen again, Jordan. Oh. He's trying to make that comeback.
I think back.
Oh, there you are.
I'm back. I missed.
Oh, no worries. I'm excited to have you on the show so that I can be on the other side of the interview chair for the first beginning of that, so that we could film the is it the McLaughlin Minute or McLaughlin Minute?
Yeah, the McLaughlin
musical minute.
I'm gonna put you on the grill and ask you the really hard questions.
I love it. I'm excited. I got some really, really tough answers for you.
Oh, I've seen your show, man. I can't wait to see what kind of incredibly hard questions you're going to be asking of me.
Yeah. Very, very, very in depth. I had to get to the real dirt there to.
Yes, I've noticed that, and I've got so many skeletons. I'm terrified about what you're going to.
Oh, we should be doing this on Halloween then.
Well, no, April Fool's Day. Come on now, it's gonna be good.
Kevin, thank you so much for tuning in, my friend. Thank you for dropping some knowledge, and we will come together as a community, and we're gonna get each other through this time, and we're gonna come out better on the other end with more options to keep us floating up through this. So I'm looking forward to our show, my friend. Thank you so much for calling in, Kevin McLaughlin, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. We'll catch you later, buddy. Nice. Well, that was Kevin. How you doing over there, Jordan?
Marvelous.
Yeah, you look marvelous.
Oh, thank you. It's a good day.
She said, it's a good day.
It's a good hair day.
It's a good hair day. We lost Savanna.
I grew this myself. Yeah, maybe she's making us dinner.
Oh, that would be great.
Wouldn't that be so great?
That would be great. Johnny Ringo joining the...
Hi, Ringy.
Joining the show here. Sorry I'm late, but rock on. Said it's a tough time we're going through. Absolutely. If I didn't know that Johnny Ringo was technologically challenged, I'd have him Skype in.
Ooh.
Well, Ringo.
Is that challenge accepted?
Ringo, if Melissa is near you, you should get her to get Skype on your phone, and you should Skype me. I will message you my Skype handle, and you should Skype in. I'd love that.
That would be fun.
Anyway, you guys, I did promise that I'd find some resources. Give me 1 second. I don't know what all this is going on here. I want to talk to other Kevin. We had 2 Kevins scheduled up here. But I can't find his thing.
Don't you just type it in that search thing there?
Yeah, but I don't.
His name, whatever that just said.
Let me see. Oh, there's too many.
No, it should have his photo.
It's okay.
Sad panda.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll figure it out. I did say that I would find some resources for musicians. So let me see if I can pull those up. Here is one. So there are a couple programs available for musicians that are and artists in general that are feeling the struggle. And as I mentioned, we're a day deep into everybody knowing that their gigs are canceled. And while it's very shocking, not shocking, but it is upsetting, and it's very concerning for our financial futures. It is good. It's not. The magnitude hasn't hit yet because we're day deep, and as Victoria said, her mortgage is paid for the month, so she's really not particularly concerned right now. And this thing changes day to day. However, if we get deep into this and you are experiencing some problems, or some of our musicians that do have children that rely on them, or do not have any other support system other than these gigs, and it happens, and you could think, oh, well, they should have been more. Everybody could have been more prepared for this, and we weren't. So here we are, without judgment, you guys. If you feel like researching these things on your own and then posting them to your favorite musicians that you know around town, or people that you know that might have this, there are a couple here that I noted, and I'm going to pull them up, but I just need to see. There was a couple that I put on there. Nope, that was the one that... Yeah, let's do that.
Wait, should I wait?
Nope.
No, you should be good.
All right, you guys. I'm going to post in the comments a link to an article that has other articles within it that show some of these programs that are available to artists that are struggling, specifically because of this pandemic that's going on. So, as I mentioned, it might be something to put in your back pocket in case you need it down the road, or if you're struggling already, that is something to look into. What else?
Quiz question.
For
maybe the chat room people. Or you.
All right, let's
or
have
whatever.
it. Let's have it. Maybe I'll hold my answer until some people start chiming in.
Okay, I think it'll be a good question.
All right.
So what is the difference between a pandemic and an epidemic? Or
Excellent
what makes
question.
what's the determining factors to branch into?
I like that. So what is trivia question for you guys? What's the difference between a pandemic and an epidemic? Chime in the chats, and we'll see who wins. Get you a prize if whoever answers it first correctly. I will get your address and send you a koozie. I don't know when you're gonna get it. I don't know when they're gonna shut down the mail service, but I'll get you a Jams and Cocktails podcast koozie.
Awesome.
Maybe he's with his other brother, Daryl. What? Oh, I missed that whole conversation.
It's probably from when you were bashing him on Skype.
Maybe. Oh, Captain Ringo. That's all right. Where are we at here? Kevin chimed in, says a pandemic is an epidemic in multiple countries. Is that the correct answer?
I don't know.
Well, come on, you're supposed to know the answer.
I thought it was just based on like the number of deaths, or like how big. Yeah, I'm looking.
Wait one goddamn minute.
Well, I thought more people would have things to say. Kevin's was too deep. He's got my head all like, what does that even?
So you chimed. So you came up with a trivia question.
I thought I had a moment to look it up.
Hey, you don't have the answer to it? You should have said, I have a question for everybody because I want to know the answer.
I had to make a game show. Really.
All right, Kevin. Well, you were the first to chime in, mate. So,
it says epidemic is bigger and spreading, and a pandemic is international and out of control. That's not helpful. Oh, okay. So an epidemic is an outbreak over a large geographic area.
Okay. Wait, read that one more time.
It says an epidemic is an outbreak over a large geographic area when people and places. Oh, I don't know. Nope.
And a pandemic
And
is
then
international, right?
It is, in the most classical sense, once an epidemic spreads to multiple countries or regions of the world.
It becomes
So a pandemic is worse than an epidemic, right?
worse.
Or bigger? I mean,
It's
like
just bigger. It's just bigger. And it's exactly what Kevin said.
Yeah.
A pandemic is an epidemic in multiple countries.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
good job, Kevin.
Interesting. Thanks, Kevin.
I have a koozie for you. So you'll be getting that. You're already getting one for being on the show, but now you're going to get two. Whoop, whoop.
Ooh, twin pack.
Twin pack. One for a friend.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. Well, like just clicking around over here. I know we haven't done many jams. It's specific because you're probably going to be seeing quite a bit of jams from me on here over the next few weeks. So Kevin says he can go two-fisted. So you'll be getting to see a lot of music. So please reach out with requests. You can do it beforehand. I imagine moving forward, once my cancellations are pretty confirmed, I will be kind of maybe taking notes from Victoria Lee and doing theme nights and things like that. I might sneak guest musicians over to have little jam sessions, obviously staying within our
6 foot bubble.
6 foot, well,
Or
groups no more than 10 or whatever.
we should get one of those cool thermometers. We have them at the assisted living. Blew my mind. I guess they've been a thing for a while, but I've never seen them. Where you put it up to like your temple and
Yep.
it takes your temperature.
Yep, the temporal
Amazing.
thermometers
Yeah, so cool. Technology.
come a long way from putting the thermometer
under the
up
armpit
or up your butt.
Yep, under the tongue. All those germs. Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I never understood that. At the drugstores, they sell those goddamn thermometers with the metal tip,
Yeah.
and it's like that just can't be sanitary over and over. I mean, obviously you sanitize it somehow, but
Yeah, and sometimes they have the little slips that you put like a little cover casings, plastic kind of things.
girl, you didn't grow up in my house. We didn't have any of that.
Well, no, but like at healthcare settings.
Oh yeah, well they have.
Yeah, they have
Those
to.
are the ones that everyone should have.
I always was grossed out about the armpit.
More so than the butt.
I don't have no thermometer. No, I'm just kidding.
You've never had a thermometer in your butt? You're on the spot now.
I don't know. Did you?
Yeah. I just had one last week. Right up my butt.
Oh, Jesus.
Kevin says, what's the difference between an oral thermometer and a rectal thermometer? I don't know, Kevin.
He said rental.
Was
it supposed to say rectal?
I'm sure it's rectal. That's how I read it anyway. That's me going right for the butt.
Yeah, right for the bum. Butt.
Aye.
Butt man.
Next week on the show, we are supposed to have Johnny Depp, which is very exciting. I'm going to reach out to him this week and make sure that he's still down to come out. And I was just reminded because he just liked the stream. So he said he meant rectal. So hopefully we can get that sorted out, and we'll have Johnny Depp in the studio here to talk about some of the things that he's got going on. And we'll get some of that great music, and we'll talk about his record.
Oh, disgusting, Kevin.
What did he say?
The difference is the taste.
Yes, Kevin.
Is Mike gonna come too, or no? Or you don't know?
I don't know.
Or-
things are kind of fluid
Or
at
Chris?
the moment.
No confirmation.
So I will talk to them, and we'll kind of play it by ear. We have to talk about the whole show and see what's going on. But I will let you guys know certainly at the beginning of the weekend what it's going to look like for the next show. But that will be fun. Otherwise, we'll have some fun stuff next week. Let's see. Danny just chimed in a little late, but she said pandemic is a disease that spans 3 or more countries and it's due to the widespread of the disease, not the severity.
Oh.
So it's not that it's worse, it's just bigger. And that's exactly what you said and exactly what you read.
Yeah.
So thank you, Danny. Danny, comes from a good source because she works in the medical field. So thank you, Danny, for that. All right, you guys. We're not gonna sit here and bore you with too much more. I do appreciate you all tuning in. I appreciate our guests that Skyped in. I'm just reading these comments. Sorry. Yeah, she said no. The severity is not included in the pandemic definition. Perfect. Well, good. It's just the size of it. That's
Good
great.
to know.
Yep. Well, you guys, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to leave you just with this repeated message. If you see your favorite entertainers from around town doing a live stream, pop in, give them a share, give them a like their page so that you could see when their shows pop up. If you have some extra money to throw their way, the links to their digital tip bucket, to their Venmos, to their PayPals, to the things that they use to collect tips online. Throw them a buck or two, throw them $20, throw them $100, whatever you guys have to make sure that these entertainers get through this time without work. Same goes for your service people. If you're going out to eat while this is all going on, make sure you take care of those people, or at least don't hassle them, because they are already at their wits' end and they're making less than half the money that they were making. You just heard from Savanna. She went from last week making $240 on a Wednesday night to making $10 tonight. So this is affecting a lot of people. It's affecting everyone, but it's affecting a lot of people, specifically in the service industry, where their businesses were mandated closed down. And that's really tough. And including the bar owners. It's not just the staff that they employ, but they are taking the biggest hit of all, because this is their business that's now shut down completely. So make sure that when we get to the other end of this, you understand and you patronize these people to get them back on their feet. And again, as I mentioned, check out the live streams that these musicians are putting on, because it's so important for you to stay connected with them. Throw them a bone if you can, or at least, at the very, very least, share their streams so your friends can tune in and see, and maybe they'll throw them a bone. The sharing is the most important part. Building the audience is the most important part, especially during a time like this. The more people watching, the more people have the opportunity to throw a bone to these musicians. With that being said, I think that Victoria Lee might still be live. If not, I'm sure that you'll be able to check out her 90s show. I'd like to thank her very much for coming on. I'd like to thank very much Kevin coming on to the Skype here to talk about what's all going on and things that he's involved in that can help us get through this. Thank you, everybody in the chats that chimed in. Thank you, Jordan, for being my information hound today.
I got to brush up on that a little bit.
It's okay. You did great.
Yeah.
I love you.
Oh, thanks. Love you too.
And thank you to Savanna, who gave us some insight on the restaurant industry currently. She is a server there, so we got to hear from her firsthand about her experience going into this. We're going to get through this together. We're going to get through the other side, and the dialogue that we're having is very important, and let's keep it up. Do not hesitate to reach out to me if you need anything from me, if you need advice, if you need information. I'm happy to share whatever skills I have with you to get you through this. And you can reach out to me and give me any information. Send any of your information to me. Let's put out real good information to our local people so that we can bind together and we can get through this as a community. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will probably most likely be playing a live stream show tomorrow. I try to do one in the afternoon for like around lunchtime for those of you working at home, so you get a little afternoon delight. And I might do an evening one as well tomorrow. but I will let you know ahead of time. Thank you guys so much again, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to Jams and Cocktails. Good night.